What all about to wrestling fans out there? Well, you've heard many times other wrestlers have walked out on the WWE, WWF. You had the Ultimate Warrior, legend to walk out at SummerSlam. 92, 91, he got fired. Stone Cold took his ball and went home in 2002. But first time ever, you have a tag team and Sasha Banks and Naomi, two big stars, especially the boss Sasha Banks. They walked out on Raw. And here's a statement from WWE. Excuse me, let me just go up real quick. Okay, it says right here, WWE Tag Team Champions Naomi and Sasha Banks were originally scheduled to appear in Monday Night Raw's main event last night. Wow, they were supposed to be the part of the main event, but the originally planned six-pack match never happened. That's because Sasha Banks and Naomi apparently walked out of the arena after disagreement over creative. They allegedly handed in their tag team titles and left, leaving WWE to change plans and release a statement explaining what happened. The statement in question was published on the WWE website and is surprisingly direct. It says the woman walked into head of talent relations John Laurinaitis' office, dropped off their belts, and left with their suitcases during the taping. According to WWE, they were uncomfortable with two of their opponents. You can read a portion of the statement below. They claimed they weren't respected enough as the tag team champions, and even though they had 8 hours to rehearse and construct a match, they claimed they were uncomfortable in the ring with two of their opponents, even though they had matches with those individuals in the past with no consequence. No consequence. Monday Night Raw is a scripted live TV show whose characters are expected to perform with requirements of their contract. We regret we were unable to deliver as advertised tonight's main event. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, Sasha Banks and Naomi, they walked out on Raw, and keep in mind they were the main event. Now, in their defense, they probably felt they weren't respected as tag team champions. They felt maybe some racism. Felt that with the freaking Ronda Rousey and the most overrated women's wrestler I've ever seen in my life, the boss, the girl, the Irish girl. Um, what's her name again? Oh my goodness, I can't even forget. I always forget her name. I think she's completely overrated. Excuse me, give me 1 second. Oh, Becky Lynch. So, Sasha Banks and Naomi, they felt like, they'd be more worried about pushing pretty faces like Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, well, I'm a huge fan of Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose is in NXT, but Naomi and Sasha Banks, they're trying to gain some respect for the women's division. Probably, but they alienated themselves from the women's locker rooms, including Sasha Banks. And yeah, that's the worst thing you could ever do to that would really piss off Vince McMahon. Sasha Banks is perfection. She's one of the top 5 greatest women's wrestlers of all time. I think that's a fact. Only 30 years old, multiple-time women's champion already. This raises questions about the future. Possibly, I think Sasha Banks will get let go, and probably in 3 months or whatever, will go to AEW. So yeah, that's a wrap. I think Sasha Banks is going to go to AEW because that's the biggest thing that could happen in Vince McMahon's eyes. Walking out, especially the day of, and you're there, and you had a chance to rehearse, and I don't even watch WWE anymore, so I don't know who they're supposed to wrestle against. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't walk out on them. They're so unprofessional. Even though they're standing for what they believe in, I think Sasha Banks is not happy just being a women's champion. Tag team champion. And even probably she doesn't mind being she doesn't mind being in the tag team division with Naomi. She feels like their title reign, their tag team is not really pushed or recognized. It's kind of watered down. So yeah, I think yeah, it's unfortunate. And for WWE to say in that statement that we're scripted a live TV show, oh man, like that's pretty strong. That's pretty serious right there. Admitting that they're scripted show. Everyone knows wrestling's scripted, but you still have to remind the audience about that. I think Sasha Banks and Naomi, if not at least one of them, but maybe both, will be released. And I think Sasha's future as her for career, she should just go AEW, have great matches with the other great wrestlers there. You have Dr. Britt Baker, um, Dr. Britt Baker, the other women's wrestlers there. So yeah, that's just my thought. You guys take care. Peace.